Event 1 of Glasscar, the Sunstorm Grand Prix. May I remind you to check out the Marble Sports Worldwide podcast, a podcast that will cover all aspects of this race on the weekly show and all other Fubeca races in the future. Look it up on YouTube, Marble Sports Worldwide podcast. Also, don't forget, of course, to subscribe to Fubeca for more content. Rainforest in the pole sitter position, followed by Penguin, Canarium, Nitro, Ivory in the top 5. And in the bottom 2, Volcano and Dragon's Tail. Take a look at those top 5 and the bottom 2 during the race. See if a comeback story will mount, or if those top 5 will struggle a little bit facing the other elite competitors below them. Panning over these marbles, they all look ready to race, poised, composed at the start. First race of Glasscar. All the officials lined up, as well as the fans and the trainers. Nervous but excited for the inaugural race of Glasscar. The lights are all on, and we are rolling. Rainforest out to the right side immediately, and Canarium will jump to the lead already, hitting those guidelines. So moving out there, and let's take a look at Ivory now at first place. Nitro just behind as they go up through the self-propulsion system for the first time. These guidelines here, pieces of foam kind of messing with the marbles a little bit, moving them around. Nitro into the lead. And look at Volcano already starting in 11th place. And he has jumped up to 2nd place. Youngest competitor in Glasscar this year, a rookie. Certainly showing that he's here to race. Ivory moving around, a collision there with Nitro. Has the lead. Nitro trying to push back on the left side, no movement there. Just take a look at Volcano moving behind Nitro, drafting, gaining some speed. And Ivory's losing some speed. Now Volcano here to the left side and now going to move past. Grab the lead here in lap 3. 20 laps on this circuit. Volcano has established a huge lead. Nitro and Ivory both slowing down after that collision with him. He's going around the hairpin through the chicane, trying to maintain the gap he has. Behind Ivory, we have Penguin moving, as well as Rattlesnake, trying to make their way up into the top 3 and do well for their nation here in the first race of Glasscar. Volcano holding that lead. Nitro trying to move back in front, taken to the left sides, got him around the outside of the curve, and Nitro is going to move back into first place. Ivory falling back, but you see Rattlesnake now up into 4th place as well, working his way up, started in 7th place. But you look at Rainforest all the way down in 7th after starting in that pole position, as he hesitated to move off to the right side at the start. Nitro still holding fast in the front. Volcano, the rookie, doing the best he can to weave through the chicanes. But he's getting hung up on the side a lot, losing a lot of speed here on these final curves on each of the lap. Lap 6 we're in now. And these guidelines certainly sticking out a bunch, really messing with these marble speed and pulling on their agility to win the day here. See Angel all the way down in 12th place right now. That's not where she wants to be, but she's very composed on the course. I think she's good. Oh, look at that. As I say that, jumps up into 8th place. Look at that. Angel up into 8th from 12th. And now we're going to leave Dragon's Tail down at the bottom. He started at the bottom. He's still at the bottom. No challenge mounted from him at all yet. We'll have to see how the rest of this race goes. Look at that Volcano weaving around Ivory. Agility on the course is wonderful here. Volcano on that left lane, taking the outside line and staying in front. Dragon's Tail up into 11th place as Black Shadow now takes that last place spot. Ivory on Volcano's tail, drafting for some speed, but is not going to get around him. Look at Volcano moving around Nitro as he hesitates at the guideline, and Volcano's going to grab that top spot. Look at Ivory with some collisions there. Around the outside curve, trying to catch up to Volcano, but every time she moves, Volcano moves in front. Another cutoff from Volcano, and it's not going to happen. Ivory now left behind a few inches there, as Volcano not only aware of what's going on in front of him, but also the movement behind him. That's how he stays in front of Ivory here, moving in front of her, cutting her off, and dubbing her momentum. Ivory now battling with Nitro, having some trouble with Nitro. Look at that right there. Overtakes her on the inside line of that curve. Nitro has not given up yet. Now Rockslide, the veteran, up into 4th place. Good to see him there. Rainforest also making some moves back. Volcano dropping back into 3rd place, with Nitro now reestablishing the lead. It's been a battle between these three, but Rockslide says, let me get in on this action, as he's hot on their tail up into 4th place here. Look at some movement there from Rainforest. Rattlesnake really knocking into him there. Some aggressive movements from Rattlesnake. He's going to stay in front of Rainforest for the moment. Nitro holding that top spot as Rockslide up into 2nd place. Slow and steady, Rockslide is overtaking each of these competitors. Ivory is not catching up. Ooh, hit off that guideline. Both marbles do, though, and it's the same distance. Volcano, the rookie, has dropped back a little bit. Only lap 12, so still plenty of room for him to move right now. See how that speed moves. Look at Volcano moving back and forth through those chicanes, weaving very, very skillfully. We will see how he approaches these top 3. It's going to be hard to get past all 3 of these marbles to get to the top. But if there's anyone up to the challenge, it's the rookie Volcano. Not much movement from his rival Pacifica, who's back in 10th place, staying in front of Dragon's Tail and Black Shadow at best. And look at that, Volcano moving around Rockslide as Rockslide slows down on the 1 guideline there, taking advantage of all the mistakes these other marbles are making. Volcano is one of the most aware marbles on the track so far. Certainly some mistakes here and there, but you can't blame him. With these elite competitors, there's no way you can be perfect every time. But Volcano was certainly able to capitalize on the bad movements of other other racers. And almost did it there with Ivory, but Ivory straightened herself out, holding to that left lane now. Volcano looking on the inside line, trying to stay in front of Rockslide. Not the easiest movement for him. Rattlesnake, you see there, trying to catch up there back there in 6th. Rainforest had overtaken him. Oh, look at that. Rockslide making a move for Nitro. Around the outside line, Nitro cutting on the inside, and he's going to stay in front. A tough movement there. Well, these marbles are still holding all their speed. A lot of energy today in race 1 of Glasscar. Nitro, what a surprise, out in front. Yes, about speed, but usually the reckless racing can get him in trouble. But he's really holding them off right now. He's smartening it up for this race. Ivory has moved up into 2nd. Volcano now jumped past Rockslide into 3rd. Off the barrier there. Volcano pinballing back and forth between those guidelines. And it is all Nitro's race right now. Ivory is doing everything she can to catch up, but it is not happening. Nitro had a couple of hiccups during the race so far, but as we head into lap 18, it is straightened out in his favor, and 1st place belongs to Nitro. Take a look, you see Rockslide now back in the 6th place. Dragon's Tail and Penguin now at the bottom. Not good looks for them for their first race. Look at that, Rattlesnake moving up into 4th place. Some moves from him. And Ivory is slipping away at this point. Lap 19, and Ivory's down into 5th place. She was up in 2nd for most of the race, but now Rattlesnake is making his moves. Moving around Rainforest, now moving around Volcano. As he shoots up the self-propulsion system, it is Rattlesnake to try to challenge Nitro. Out of nowhere, he works his way up right at the end, and there's 1 lap to go. Rattlesnake is the only one who seems to have the chance to put an end to Nitro's reign. Ivory has dropped back to 6. A tough look for her. Volcano, followed by Rockslide and Rainforest here in the 3, 4, 5 spots. Nitro in the lead still. Rattlesnake, 2nd place. The gap is huge. I think it's too much. And Nitro, with a final bump off the barrier, comes across the finish line in 1st place. Nitro is your victor for Glasscar Race Run. Rattlesnake follows just behind, followed by the veteran Rockslide. Volcano, the rookie, a decent performance landing in 4th. Rainforest does decent for his pole position in 5th. Ivory in 6th. Angel was able to jump back up to 7th. Canarium, Black Shadow, Pacifica, Dragon's Tail, and unfortunately for Penguin, last place in the first race, the Sunstorm Grand Prix. Unfortunate finish, but for Nitro, a celebratory night, as well as Rattlesnake. Great finishes for them. A good comeback from Rattlesnake, who shot up into the end at the end. Shot up into 2nd place in the last lap, last couple of laps. And Volcano had the fastest lap in this race as well, with a time of 24.112. Certainly the rookie was moving it quick for most of the race, but eventually tired out a little bit and could not keep up with Nitro the whole time. Next event is Sunstorm Circuit 2 next week. Join us then. See how this race continues to unfold. Take a quick look at some of the replays. Look at the start. See how Rainforest immediately rolled off to the right side there and already let Marbles in front. Canarium had the lead at first, but the slew of Marbles behind him just overwhelmed him immediately. And he got stuck back in the pack there for most of the race. Ivory, who came out of the chaos in the lead, held that top spot and battled with Nitro for most of this race. But it really is the end of the race that matters. The finish is the most important part. And Ivory was not able to stay up there with Nitro through the last few laps. Got a good look at Volcano as well, the rookie this season. Youngest competitor. Having some times with first place, as well as some good collisions, and his awareness on the track was masterful. Some good plays against Ivory there to stay in front. And you see that he will be a competitor to contend with. Pacifica, the rival, is not really showing much in the way of the speed he's supposed to have. But looking at the podium here for the first race, Nitro in first, Rattlesnake second, and again, Rockslide in third. If you ask fans of Dragon's Tail at this point how they felt going into race 2 of the Sunstorm GP, their answer will be nothing less than dissatisfied. But with Dragon's Tail starting in 6th for this race, hopefully their answer will change by the end. Angel will be our pole sitter today, followed by Black Shadow and Ivory. Nitro, the winner of the first Grand Prix here in Glasscar, is pulling up in 7th to start. Certainly jumbled up the place starting in this race. Very different from race 1. I couldn't tell you who will take the victory today. Certainly, it's a jumble. Of course, 2 sectors today. Couple of 90s, then hit that self-propulsion system, shooting up into that 2nd sector, which kind of has a back and forth look to it. 2 hairpins, and in between, a bunch of very slight but dirty curves that really mess with these marbles' speed and momentum. We'll see how they handle it. The lights have all lit up, and we are rolling. Angel moving to the right out of the pole sitter position, and Black Shadow. Couple collisions there as they head to the self-propulsion system here in lap 1. 27 laps today will account for race 2 of the Sunstorm GP. Ivory has darted into the lead as we head through lap 1. Coming around to that starting gate for the first time. And it is Ivory. Black Shadow right behind, and I think that's Nitro up there in 3rd place. Very good starting for him. And he's all the way up into 2nd. Are we going to see another run from this competitor, this speed-hungry competitor? Penguin has also darkened the top 3, but not before Rattlesnake has something to say about it as he moves around him and grabs 3rd place here in lap 2. And lap 3 is coming up here. Let's take a look at Angel, who has dropped back to 9th already. Not the kind of performance that the fans of Angel were expecting, especially after that very fast qualifying lap that she gave. Volcano also suffering down in 12th place. But eyes are really on Dragon's Tail right now. He's in 6th right now overall. Holding that position. So far, no changes in his placement, really, since the beginning of the race. Oh, look at that Rattlesnake darting around Nitro and Pacifico. Oh, hit from behind from Penguin, and Nitro is actually going to be shot forward, but certainly he's going to be out of sorts from that. Hopefully no concussions will ensue on the field. Nitro moving on the inside line around Dragon's Tail. Dragon's Tail has jumped into 3rd place now. Will Dragon's Tail be able to turn around from his first performance in race 1 and come back with a solid win here in race 2, or at least a top 3? Right now it's looking good for him, as he is holding that 3rd place position right now. Back in the pack there, Penguin drops down a couple of places as Angel slams into him from behind. And Black Shadow, who started in 2nd overall, is now taking up residence in last place. But these marbles have all the speed they need. Those attenuators which have been removed for this race have certainly allowed the marbles more space to move around and gain some more speed and keep things moving along in the race. Those 27 laps will go by so quickly with that new addition. Ivory slowing down, having trouble with those slight curves there, and Nitro keeping in front. Some collision from Ivory, but it only helped Nitro out. You can't let your anger get you on the course. I know when you get passed on the course, your first inclination is let me slam into that racer and knock him off his feet, or his marble, you could say. But Ivory actually hampered her own situation there, but she recovers back in front, and Volcano out of nowhere is now back at the top. We're seeing a similar situation as saw back in the first race. Ivory, Volcano, Nitro, Rattlesnake all at the top. Canarium making a jaunt up there as well. And Pacifica starting to drop down. Rock Slide, funny enough, moving his way up. Maybe to balance out that top 4 as we saw in the previous race. Will it really be 4 or 5 marbles dominating the races this time? Black Shadow is down at the bottom, and so is Angel and Penguin, as per before, but Dragon's Tail moving up a bunch of places there is going to try to say something about that. Volcano is holding that lead above Ivory. And he's moving to the left side around the longer curve. Not really staying towards the inside lane. Maybe more speed is coming from him there. But Rattlesnake, a couple aggressive moves around Ivory. He's going to grab 2nd place and going to try to put a challenge on Volcano. Ivory moving around the outside line, trying to hit Rattlesnake from behind. Rattlesnake now does that to Volcano, hitting him from behind and moving ahead through the propulsion system. How does it come out? Rattlesnake in the lead. Volcano slowing down to a crawl here. Ivory. But look at Dragon's Tail threading the needle between Ivory as she moves back and forth through those curves and through Volcano, taking the inside line. Volcano tries to slam into him from the side, grabs back the lead momentarily. Dragon's Tail, a good move on the inside there, held the lead for a second, but is now slowed down by that outside curve, and Volcano will run away with it here for a moment. Dragon's Tail, certainly a new performance here. The fans of Dragon's Tail are really on the edge of their seat here as he moves back and forth, sometimes up there into 2nd place, now back into 5th. Will he emerge victorious here? You can see Black Shadow, Rock Slide battling it a little bit there. Not really much speed coming from them at the moment. And Penguin lagging behind in 12th place momentarily. Rattlesnake at the top now. Volcano right behind him. Ivory, Nitro, and Dragon's Tail round out that top 5. Eyes are really on Dragon's Tail as Ivory runs into 2nd place here. Is Dragon's Tail going to be able to hold his positions as Rockslide comes right up behind him? Or is he going to let the other marble scare him? You see Volcano jump over that attenuator there as he crossed the line. I don't know if that helped him a lot, but it certainly is now running right up on Ivory's tail. But he bounces through those couple of curves and is now going to struggle. Ivory now moving around Rattlesnake on the outside line. Sometimes that outside line has proven to give more speed to these marbles. And you saw it there, as Rattlesnake struggled to stay in front of Ivory there and did not through the end of that lap. We are heading into lap 20 and Ivory is our leader. Rattlesnake certainly not given up by any stretch of the imagination. You can see he's a little bit bouncy right now. When he straightens himself out, he is a true marble to contend with out there on the course. Pacifica has now made an appearance in the top 4. Oh, a ram from Nitro into Pacifica has only shot him above Volcano here. Marbles need to watch their collisions out on the course. Collisions are fine. Collisions are great. And there's been an accident involving Penguin. I'm not really sure what's happening with him. He's in the red here, and he might be out of the race. Is he out of the race? I think he might be out of the race. Are we gonna get any sort of replay on that? Well, here it is. Penguin on the right side spun up and got stuck on the corner of the track. Didn't pop off. But all momentum is gone, and Penguin is out of this race. Look at him, he's just sitting there. He's become a spectator on the field. And all you can say for Angel at this point is that she will not finish in 12th. But her fans are hoping she's gonna be able to rise above 11th here. But as I was saying before, collisions are amazing out on the course. But if they're used in the wrong way, you can almost push marbles that you're colliding with forward. Fastest lap seems to be with Rattlesnake right now, 19.622. And he's gonna stand about 2.7 seconds ahead of Ivory. Let's refocus back on our leaders here. Rattlesnake in first place, followed by Ivory, Volcano, Rainforest, Canarium. Dragon's Tail has dropped back to 8th place. It's been a wild race for him, up and down the whole time. And now he's starting to falter. Rattlesnake seems to be in the clear here, and Ivory is making some moves, but has to gain quite a bit of ground if she's gonna make any challenges. On the other side of the corner here, Angel is still in trouble down in 11th place. Ivory now only 1.5 behind Rattlesnake. The gap has decreased by about a second. And Rainforest has jumped above Volcano and shown that he's here to race as well. We are into the final lap, lap 27, and Rattlesnake is your leader. Is he gonna be able to hold through to the end? Rattlesnake moving around this hairpin here. Second to last hairpin, that penultimate hairpin. Bounces through those curves. The final hairpin is at hand. Around he goes, hitting the edge of that border, and comes across in first place. Ivory follows shortly, about 3 seconds behind. Rainforest, Volcano, Pacifica, Nitro, Canarium, Rockslide, Black Shadow. See Rattlesnake taking his victory lap there. And Angel and Dragon's Tail follow suit. Dragon's Tail, unfortunately, ended in 11th place yet again. He started decently and actually made his way up to about 3rd, even 2nd place for a moment, but couldn't close the door. And even Angel was able to finish above him. Rattlesnake also picked up the fastest lap here, happening in lap 23 with a 19.6 about. And you can see that Rattlesnake has taken over the standings, 4 points above Nitro here, with 2 podiums so far to his name. Ivory, another solid race for her, finishing in 2nd, and Rainforest poking his head up into the top, finishing in 3rd. Now's a great time for a couple of replays from the race. Take a look at these marbles as they pop out there. Angel immediately moving to the right. Another mistake, as we saw from Rainforest in the first race. That pole sitter tends to dive off to the right as soon as the race begins. And we saw that here with Angel, who then got stuck bounding between the marbles. Too many collisions, and she kind of lost that momentum real quickly. Ivory, Nitro were the first to emerge here. The race soon turned in Rattlesnake's way. Rattlesnake is one of the best racers I've ever seen in marble sports. Just his ability to weave around other marbles, to avoid collisions. It's a great replay right there showing that. A lot of marbles in his way, but actually weave through them instead of tried to mess up with the collisions. Collisions are helpful, but too many of them can actually dampen your own momentum. And it's not the best way to proceed when you try to get to the top. First place racers in Glass Car will avoid collisions and focus on moving past marbles. Again, another perfect example of Rattlesnake showing that he is the real deal. Did not even touch those two. Just ran right past them like they weren't even there. And Penguin. A notable disappointment for him as he gets stuck on the end there. An unexpected change of events for Penguin. He's going to have a lot of work to do if he wants to make up time in Glass Car. But with that, the podium music begins to play, and we will see our victors upon the podium. Rattlesnake again in first, followed by Ivory in second, and Rainforest in third. To round out the podium in Race to a Glass Car.